Hello YouTube and the tribe of the horror realm. Oh, you want to come up? Okay, come on up. Won't stay long enough. We're back to do day 3 of Joe the HORRORman's challenge part 2. And in this challenge, oh, you see your brother, huh? This is tearjerkers. Okay, Christopher Pike. You've been waiting all this time for this category. Go for it.
Wow. There's 2 movies that I actually remember that I cried a lot at. One of them is called Forever Young. Julia Roberts stars in it. And I don't know the guy she acts with in this movie. But it's about a couple. She actually answers an ad to take care of this guy who's dying from brain cancer. And she actually falls in love with him. And she also takes care of him. And it was just such a sad movie just to see how he deteriorates. And she has to watch it. And she has to watch him die. And when you love somebody that much, and you have to go through all that with them, and then you, at the end, you just lose him, and it was such a moving movie. But my number 1 pick is Titanic. Sure, a lot of people have cried at this movie. But it was so sad to see the people who were trapped and couldn't get out of the boat. And then, and they had to die, and they died a horrible death. I mean, they drowned. And then you see the people, who get in the lifeboats, and some families are separated, and then the most thing that got me was the ending. When, the people are coming out in the boats to see if there are any survivors, and all you see is like dead bodies in the ocean. So many dead bodies. They froze to death. Some of them probably drowned, and it was just so moving. It was just, it just made me cry. It was just so sad, especially seeing this woman holding her baby, and they're just frozen to death in the water. Some of these people just died a very horrible death. It was just so sad.
Where was the father?
I don't know. It's just that one woman I remember seeing.
Is he floating frozen too?
I assume so.
You know that would make him a pop. So.
That's so mean. That's a bit of history. And these people just died just a horrible death. Being in icy cold water, and it's very cold. It's just so sad. And then they
See the tattoo on my arm? The USS Indianapolis.
And they made these people
I
think
was on that boat.
that the boat was unsinkable, and it sank.
Well, this is, I thought the last one was really tough. This one's even tougher because I've been accused on more than one occasion of being emotionally constipated was the word. Being Asian, my friend would say it's the 12 walls around the heart. So, and I didn't get away with crying when I was a kid, so it's pretty much something I actually don't do. Unfortunately, or the way it is.
I've seen you cry.
Yeah, when Casey Jones passed away, I was the worst, you know.
Even when he got hit by the car.
You know that, but so when I had to put my little buddy down, that was probably the worst. But my dad's funeral, I didn't. I mean, it's just not me. So I don't really have a movie that really did it for me, but I can see why some movies would. So I'm going to just throw out ones that I think would make people cry, but no, not really for me. Um, but I heard it's okay for any guy to cry watching Brian's Song, which was about two Chicago Bear running backs, um, Brian Piccolo and Gale Sayers, um, who started out in camp hating each other, just didn't like each other. One was African American, the other one was a white guy, and they just ended up pushing each other, and they grew to have a lot of respect for each other. And then it was later found out that Brian Piccolo was diagnosed with leukemia, and Gale Sayers stood by him until the very end, and until he passed away. So that has always been considered the one movie that it's okay for a guy to cry at during. Another one that actually is somewhat similar in the racial sense with African American and white would be, and it's been remade a couple times. It's called Imitation of Life, and in this story, this African American woman is working for as a maid for a wealthy white woman, and she's also beyond being a maid. She's been a good friend to her, and they both have daughters that grow up together, and the maid's daughter is actually very fair-skinned, so she appears white, and she just, during a racially tense period, she just wants to be so white that she is just rejecting her mother, didn't want anything to do with her, until it's too late, and when her mother passes away, um, they're having a coach-drawn funeral procession, and she comes running up to it wanting to be with her mother, and they wouldn't let her get near her because they think she's just this crazy white girl. And so, it was, as the title says, imitation of life. She was pretending to be something she wasn't, and she lost a lot that really meant a lot to her. So I think that would probably make some people tear up. Oh, you know what else makes me tear up? But not because it's sentimental, because it's very frightening. Exit to Eden. Rosie O'Donnell and Dominatrix gear. That'll make you cry. Whew. So, I don't know, that's probably the only ones I can think of. If I ever do come across a movie that makes me cry, I will let everyone know, but it hasn't happened yet. And then the ones that I think I'd probably do avoid, like if they did a video of cats getting killed or something, I wouldn't watch it. So, um, that's it. Thank you very much, and we're just getting over to hump day for Joe's challenge. Bye.